Good morning. Welcome to Business Morning on Sunrise Daily. Of course, we do just about 30 minutes of business right here before we head back to the Sunrise Daily studios. And we start usually from the global space to tell you that today oil prices fell again. It's for the fifth session as global demand concerns exerted pressure on the market despite a decline in U.S. fuel inventories. We keep our eyes on the number. We'll see about 9 cents shaved off Brent this morning, and we see it settle at $75.94 a barrel. That's about 0.16%. While for WTI of the United States is $71.71. $71.71 after it lost 0.31%. And yes, eyes are obviously on the contracts for October. That has dropped 6.9% since August 15, and Brent also has lost more than 6% because of U.S. inventory on the one hand, and we see a little bit of ease when it comes to the tensions in the Middle East. That has not contributed to prices, but also the reports on Wednesday that showed a plunge of revised employment statistics in the United States, which is the world's biggest oil consumer. That showed fewer jobs were added in 2024 than previously expected, and weak economic data last week from China, which is the second largest economy and the largest importer. Oil investors are also expecting OPEC Plus to lift some voluntary output cuts. You know, that will squeeze in supply and increase price a bit, but we'll see if OPEC Plus actually does that by their next meeting. Now we look at the Naira and see that unusual inverse relationship that we see sometimes when it comes to NAFEM and NAFEX. So yesterday, for NAFEM, which is the main market, there was an increase on the price of the Naira. The value of the Naira went up more than 3%. While it opened at 1,592 Naira 6 kobo, it closed at 1,543 Naira 84 kobo. NAFEX was inverse for yesterday. It lost 0.43%. Opened at 1,585 Naira 61 kobo, but closed at 1,592 Naira 38 kobo. Well, a bit of stability going on around the Naira now for about 2 weeks, and we hope it holds. Now, yesterday, for the first time, I think for about in 4 years, we saw that the central bank reintroduced a survey, business survey, and then they affirmed that business enterprises in the country are optimistic from their survey that there will be improvement in the economy in the next 3 to 6 months. And this is beginning from September. And according to this business expectation survey for July, which was released yesterday, the CBN says this optimism, which is based on a survey from 1,600 business enterprises nationwide operating in the industry, services, and agriculture sectors, is largely driven by hopes in the agriculture sector. The Financial Money Regulators report also identified agriculture sector as having the highest employment prospect, followed by industry and then services sectors. However, the respondent firms pointed out that insecurity was a major concern for business activities in July, as well as high interest rates. There's also insufficient power supply and multiple taxes. Now, yesterday, I'm sure you heard of that story that Fidelity Bank has been fined by the Data Protection Commission. Well, now Fidelity Bank has reacted to that story from the National Data Protection Commission that they were fined to the tune of 555.8 million naira for violating its customers' data privacy. In their response, the bank confirms that there was actually a complaint by a customer of possible breach after an online request to open an account was received, to which the bank began an internal investigation, while the account was immediately placed on post-no debit status. And this happened in 2023. Fidelity notes that the incident, which started in 2023, has seen a number of discussions between the NDPC and the bank, and they remain open to convince the regulator that there was no breach of any extant law or regulation. The bank is also assuring customers of their unwavering commitment to upholding the highest level of ethical standards in all their dealings with customer data. Let's take a break now. It's Commodities Day, so we'll be talking about, most probably look at that business survey from the Central Bank of Nigeria, but that's after the break. To join us again. You're welcome back to watching Business Morning on Sunrise Daily. It's Commodities Day, so let's head to that space now. And I think one of the interesting topics we'd like to look at is that survey released by the Central Bank of Nigeria. We're having this conversation with the Chief Executive Officer of Financial Derivatives Company, Mr. Bismarck Ruwani. Mr. Ruwani, good morning. Good to have you on the show, second time this week.
Good morning, Ini.
Yeah. So this survey, well, they said they did it with 1,600 businesses are optimistic that from September, counting like 3 to 6 months, things will change. Do you see the same?
I think that first and foremost, there was 1,600. The survey sample was 1,600. It cuts across the entire country and different enterprises. If you are saying that, how do you feel the economy will look like at the end of the year? This data point or this conclusion seems realistic. Currently, there's a crisis. Currently, there are views about fuel scarcity, the Dangote refinery, when is it starting, and all of that. But if you cast your mind forward, if you look forward and say what will be happening between September and December, first and foremost, the duty waiver would have kicked in, the harvest would have kicked in, and it would appear that the administration is beginning to settle down after the initial missteps. The administration is beginning to settle down, and therefore, what I would say is there's guarded and cautious optimism about the future. I wouldn't go as far as to say that investors are very optimistic, but definitely they feel better and feel more optimistic than they were earlier in the year. The currency is relatively stable, and prices are beginning to moderate. So, if I'm a businessman, and which I am, I feel better than I was feeling about 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, but I mean, when we look at some of those, the details of it, so they did complain of electricity supply, multiple taxation. These things are still there. I wonder if they're going to go away, or is it just the sentiment of some level of stability that is going to make the numbers or the situation better in these 3 to 6 months?
I think it depends on the way the questions were put. If they tell you that, are you feeling better now than you felt 3 months ago? The answer is, I feel cautiously but optimistic. How do you think you'll be feeling at the end of the year after the Christmas sales and all that? I think I feel much better in December than I was feeling in June. So that's the way it is. Well, it's not a binary choice. Are you feeling bad or are you feeling better? The truth is that I'm feeling relatively better now than when the exchange rate was 1,900. At 1,600, I feel good. I feel better than when it was 1,900. What do you think it's going to be at the end of the year? If we think it's going to be 1,500 or 1,450, yeah, definitely. That makes me feel better, right? The central bank has reintroduced the retail Dutch auction. Yes, I think there's some clarity now. Interest rates are flattened out. I think that sounds better. So from a macroeconomic perspective and from an investor perspective, yes, there's what I can say, there's a flicker of hope at the end of a very dark tunnel. But it doesn't mean that we should get complacent. There's still work to be done. There are a lot of issues that need to be resolved. So, but like they say, the longest journey starts with the first step. These are early days.
Yeah, and they hinge this hope on the agriculture sector, and yet we still have that major challenge, insecurity, disrupting agricultural production and activities. I wonder what could change within this period of survey.
Well, I think for agriculture, it's very simple. There is the question of post-harvest losses. There's a question of irrigation dams that are not working. That's for production. Then there's storage, which is post-harvest losses as well. Then there's logistics of moving your products to the markets and to the manufacturers. When you put all of this together, the agricultural sector is still suffering because for every 100 tons you produce, you are likely to lose about 60 tons in terms of post-harvest losses. Then the cost of transporting these products to the market, and then all of these are major issues as far as agriculture is concerned. But I think that if now that the price of diesel has come down, and now that there seems to be some clarity or semi-clarity as to what the price of petrol will be, now that the Dangote refinery is likely to commence production in the next September, that has been made very clear. So if we now know that petrol will be available, we now know that diesel has stabilized, we know that the foreign exchange market and imported products are going to be coming in to stabilize the price of good commodities, then it's possible that we may begin to see improvement in agriculture. But the insecurity problem is actually solved two ways. One is the tenacity of the security agencies, which has been proven not to be so strong in recent times. But more importantly is the fact that the investment in telco infrastructure, which will now use drone technology to identify and bring to book those terrorists and kidnappers. Once you can have that investment in telecommunication, which was emphasized at the town hall meeting last week, then you will see that you will reduce the propensity and the ability of these criminals to go in and disrupt agricultural production and kidnapping people in their farms. So it's a major issue. One, you have to deal with power supply, because without power supply, the investment in telco infrastructure is going to be suboptimal. Two, if the telcos are able to liberalize their pricing and charge adequately, then they will invest more. And once that happens, then it becomes very easy to identify and actually arrest those perpetrators of kidnapping and ransom around the farm area. That happens, and the farmers now know that they are safe. They can go to their farms, and even if they are moving their products from their farms to the markets, they are not going to be kidnapped. You will see a major boost in agricultural production. That happens. So you have increase in power output, increase in agricultural output, increase in telco infrastructure, and overall an increase in GDP, which will improve the wealth of the people. It's not a silver bullet, but it's going to happen very quickly. It's a tide that will lift all boats. So that's the way we look at it.
All right, Mr. Rawani, we look at it that and do hope that those actions that need to be taken, especially when it comes to dealing with insecurity, will actually be taken. Thank you so much, Chief Executive Officer of Financial Derivatives Company.
Thank you for having me.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll be talking Data Academy, talking about data breach and protection of your data. Is it that one? You join us after the break here on Business Morning on Sunrise Daily. Welcome back. Let's discuss data now and building skills for self-reliance. We'll be having that conversation with the founder of Accounting Hub, Chioma Ifeanyi Eze, here in the studio. Hi, Chioma. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, everyone.
Great. So we see you have Data Entry Academy. Obviously, that's what this conversation is about.
Yes,
even though you're the founder of Accounting Hub, but you run this is a school.
Yes.
So tell us about it.
So Data Entry Academy is a school run by Accounting Hub. Okay. It's a 30-day online school where adults like you and I come to learn digital skills for the workplace. You and I are in the age where we must be able to sit on a computer and produce work that will be paid for, work that is paid for. So we need digital skills, and that's what the Data Entry Academy teaches.
Okay, so I hear two things when you say that. I hear you talk about computer literacy,
yes,
which we are taking for granted now. And then I hear you say produce work that can be paid for, and I'm wondering what kind of work, what area of interest do I have to have, to need this academy?
So we are told that by 2030, which is only 6 years away from now, 1 in every 2 jobs will require a digital skill. So even if you're a cleaner, you will be required to clean and then enter something on the computer. Maybe I have done the work, I have clocked in. So we all need digital skills for the workplace. The workplace is any place that people come to work, anywhere people gather, physically or virtually. Your home is a workplace. Your business is a workplace. The marketplace is a workplace. Your employer's place is a workplace. So all of the skills that you need to work there. Look at you, you're reading to me from a computer device. You needed to have a digital skill to do this. Someone is videoing this, you needed to have a digital skill to do this. So every morning we wake up and we all need to have digital skills to do work. Using different software on different computer devices, we must be able to produce work that goes through a computer.
So, I mean, with this now, that fear of AI is going to get people out of job seems far away, because AI can then become an enhancer instead of, a threat to jobs. Absolutely. So this academy is for how long? How do people attend it and all of that? Where are you? Are you virtual? Are you physical?
Yes, so Data Entry Academy is an online school. It's a 30-day online school. In the school, you will learn 40 different software for the workplace and 30 different skills for the workplace. You can enroll in the school from anywhere in the world because it's online. Simply go to dea.ng. That's all, dea.ng, and you can enroll to join Data Entry Academy. Like I said, it's an online school, so you can join from anywhere. And you don't need to be afraid, oh, I'm not techie, I'm not very computer literate. We only need you to be able to do 2 things. Are you able to send an email from a computer device? And are you able to browse the web? That's all. You can enroll and learn these workplace skills we're talking about.
So you say it's for anybody. Yes. You just have to be able to send an email. But what about the specifics of, for instance, I'm a journalist. My friend is a farmer. Another friend is, an ICT. How do you combine us together? How do you, differentiate our different needs and still satisfy us?
Amazing question. So even though we are different people, every day we sit on a computer, we are working on the same common tools. You're a journalist. You wrote some notes this morning on Microsoft Word. Your friend is a lawyer. She listened to a client brief and took some notes on the same Microsoft Word. I'm an accountant. I prepared some reports on a spreadsheet. A lawyer is working on a divorce case, and she's trying to evaluate the assets of each of the partners. She worked on a spreadsheet too. We are all working on the same tools, the same software. We all write emails. We all create virtual meetings. We work on spreadsheets. We use Google tools. We use Microsoft tools. These are all the things we're learning in the academy. So whatever your profession is, whatever your business is, we're all using about the same tools. So if there's a school that's teaching you 40 different workplace tools, these are the tools we're all using every day as we get into the workplace.
But is 1 month enough? You said 30. Is that enough?
Yes, it's enough. So the classes are 30 minutes each. You have 2 classes every day. That's an hour each. Now, I want you to think about something. Have you ever thought about the fact that we only need the basic skills of most of the things we do to get on in life? Even your phone, you're using most of the basics. You send a text, you do WhatsApp, you make calls. That's like less than 5% of what your phone can do. But that's enough for most of the things you're doing. So if we can acquire a lot of the basics, we can get ahead in life.
Now, the young people, a lot of Gen Zs, and seem to have gone beyond the basics, and this is also open to them. What do you offer them?
No, they have gone beyond the basics, but not what the workplace is looking for. How many Gen Zs have worked on a spreadsheet? How many Gen Zs can set up a retail software for a business? How many Gen Zs can use all the tools we use in the workplace? How many Gen Zs can write a proposal to a business? So those are the things we're teaching in the academy. So you may think, oh, I do many computer games, but the skills we are teaching are specific for the workplace. The things we learn in school are not the things we need for the workplace. It's a whole different ball game when you come to the workplace, and that's what we teach you.
So that's bringing practical digital skills
exactly
to the academy and exposing people to it. Yes. So do you have like sessions maybe the June session, the August session, or how does it work?
The school runs 4 times in a year, in February, in May, in August, and November. So this November, the 1st of November, the 14th cohort will resume classes. So the cohort for August are in class now. They will graduate at the end of August, and then the next one is November. Then the classes will begin. Let me say that the school is only 37,000 naira. Super affordable for many people, so many people can enroll in the school and learn all the skills you need for the workplace.
Yes.
Yes.
But you do need to be ready for the school. What I mean by that, it's virtual, so you're obviously going to need a computer or a device with internet.
Yes.
I think it's important to note that,
Yes.
since it's not physical,
Yes.
and I believe this is the period that people can register for the November,
Yes.
and they can reach you through?
They can reach us through dea.ng.
DEA, that's Data Entry Academy.
Academy.ng.
Okay.
Yes, so just go on the browser and type dea.ng, and you would read all about Data Entry Academy, and you can enroll. Now, we have 5 categories of people who enroll in the academy. We have young people or fresh graduates or job seekers. We have business owners. We have intending freelancers. We have full-time employees, and we have people who generally just want to upskill. In case you're listening to me and you're saying, no, this is not for me, if you fall into any of those categories, it is for you. Come and learn over 40 workplace software and skills that you can use in any workplace. Your business is a workplace. This is a workplace. The marketplace is a workplace. And work is all around us, and we must be ready for the work of today.
Awesome. So you said it's 37,000.
Yes.
Do you give discounts to bulk?
Yes. So if organizations have their employees to enroll, or you're an alumni association, you want to enroll people in your alumni, or you're a church, you want to enroll your youth, please reach out to us and we will be glad
Do they reach out to you through DEA?
Yes. So when you go to dea.ng, there's a WhatsApp button on that page. Just hit on the WhatsApp button and start a conversation.
All right, seems to have thought about everything. Is there any other thing you'd like to share with us?
Well, yes, I have some final words to share with us. Now, I realize that we are in the age where skills are eating up degrees. People are asking for more than your certificate. People are asking for a certificate. Wetin you sabi do. Not be wetin you read for school.
Is that a Nigerian one?
Yeah, that's a word we coined out of certificate.
Exactly.
Yes, so people are asking, what can you do? More people are willing to pay people for their skills than for what they studied in school. Someone is willing to pay you to set up an inventory management system so his employees stop stealing from him, that he's willing to ask you, what did you read in school? What did you study? So please, let's acquire skills that are relevant and relatable for today's world. And workplace skills, digital skills are the way to go.
All right, Choma, thank you so much, and wish you the best.
Thank you for having me.
We do hope that, as our viewers listen, they'll find some use and then contact you.
Thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, now let's do a little bit of market numbers before we head back to the Sunrise Daily Studio. Now, the all-share index yesterday went back. The profit was eaten up by the bear. So we see the number is in the red, 0.07% at 95,831.51. Market cap, thankfully, is back on 55. So let's just enjoy this for a bit. 55.04. The activity chart yesterday was mostly red, but volume was down more than 64%. Value down, deals in the green. Sectors, we saw banking, again, profit taking came back for that. Consumer goods was unchanged. Industrial goods just minimally, very, very minimal gain. Insurance still in the red. Oil and gas lost the gain of the previous day. Top trades, O&O, right, there's been in the news for about a week now, continuously. We've seen some positive sentiments around O&O. But that's the much we can take for now. At 1 p.m., I'll be back with Will Ebong to give you latest intraday numbers, as well as other major conversations in the world of business. Now, let's head back to the Sunrise Daily Studio.